And
All
there we
right,
go.
welcome back, everybody. This is Burning Ravens Fjord, session 10. Sorry for the extended hiatus. Did not expect to be gone this long, but happy we're back and ready to get right into it. So,
That's right.
Aloy, why don't you go ahead and remind everybody of your beliefs?
Uh-huh. So my beliefs are I will lift the curse by killing the witch with a weapon forged from my father's bones, which I did manage to recover on our last session. I was told that a smith called Portland Haliper in the city of Kolapur in the country of Estegon is the man who can help me with forging a weapon from the bones. So that's my goal right now. Second belief is fortune favors the brave. I will act boldly as usual. And third belief is I will find Rivka and escape the city. Because the last time we played, we made it to Susail, capital of Cormyr, and we got into some serious trouble with the guards. And the curse came up active and wiped out 5 guards who were uh, about to arrest me.
Yeah,
So, and I got separated from Rivka during my
yeah,
attempt to escape from the guards. This was is what
yes.
happened. So,
And we
so that's
we cut
basically
out
where we
with
are.
him standing over the bloodied corpses of 5 town guards
That's
in a
right.
back alleyway. Now, what is your Arta sitting at right now? Because I know you've got like a metric fuck ton.
Oh, I got tons. I got 12 fate, 6 persona, and 2 deeds.
Yeah, see,
So
we're gonna have to do something about that, and we're gonna have to do something about that in a hurry.
we need to get into like a fight, man. A
Yeah,
fight will run through that, in a minute.
yeah, yes, it will. Well, maybe that'll happen. So, yeah, it's still fairly early morning. You
Yeah.
are in this back alleyway. It's a dead end. There's only the one way out unless you want to scale buildings, and there's, bloodied corpses all over you. And for the first time since you've been here, you can smell the salt in the air from the sea.
Yeah.
Like, you got into town and shit just hit the fan. This is the first time you've really had your senses about you to notice, like, the fresh
Yes.
air and the salt hitting your nostrils and whatnot.
Correct. Correct. So, yeah, I guess I'll grab a cloak from one of the guards if it's still, reasonably clean, and try to wipe the blood off as best as I can.
I'll tell you
So,
what, roll a die
uh-huh.
of fate,
Okay.
because they died in a fairly gruesome manner.
All right. So, a 1 is a success. So,
Yeah.
here we go. Nope. No good.
Okay, no cloak.
Wow. So,
Jesus.
man, should I climb out of here and try to find like a back way out? Is there a low
Um,
wall or something that I could climb, or?
there's it's about 2 stories. You're just like surrounded by buildings. This
Yeah.
is just
Oh,
where like
wait.
all the I mean there's doors and stuff to the various buildings.
Yeah.
They appear to be shops and businesses of one kind or another,
Uh
and
huh.
this is like where they put all their trash. That's
All right.
that's the purpose of this alleyway.
Okay.
So you have other exits than just walking back on the street, but that involve breaking and entering most likely.
Uh huh.
You could make a climb check to try to get to the top of the roof. You could try inconspicuous to just walk out of the alley and try to blend in.
Yeah. I'm not doing so good because I don't have any of those skills, but but let's see what we can come up with. Um, wow. I guess I'll break into a store or something. Try to
Okay.
find some clothes, or at least something to clean myself up with, and try to leave by a different way than I came in.
Okay.
Because and we need to do this in a hurry.
Okay. So door 1, 2, or 3.
Let's go with door number 3. Why not?
Okay. Door number 3 is off to your right, which is it's the only door on the other side of the alley versus the way that you came. Like you were running and then you turned into the alley. The door you're going
Hmm.
in is towards the direction you were originally running.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
it
That sounds
seems
good.
like a decently solid wood door.
All right.
Brick wall surrounded it,
So,
nothing too terribly special.
all right. So, should I make like a power roll to open the door or something?
You could do that. You could always check to see if it's unlocked first.
No, that's always good. Yeah, I'm assuming
So
here. So,
let's see. It's unlocked. Look at that.
yay! Excellent. So I go in. What kind of a shop is it?
It is a clothing shop,
Excellent, excellent. So
which
I'll.
is nice. Doesn't appear that anybody is here at the moment.
Uh
It
huh.
is still early morning, so
Yeah. So I'll just grab the nearest clothes and clean myself off as best as I can, and grab a cloak or something, and try to drape it over me and cover me as
okay,
much as I can, and look
okay.
for another door out. See
And
if there's a
as
different door.
you rummage through the store, you see the front door that leads
All
out
right.
onto the main drag.
All right.
It's locked, but you're on the inside, so it's nothing to turn the lock and unlock it.
Excellent. So I'll just step out and close the door behind me and keep going through the crowd.
And you step out, and a little child just stops and stares at you, and he says, "Who are you?"
Just making sure the store is safe. Uh, I'll be back in a while to open it.
But it's not your store to open.
That's
It,
right.
it's
Just
it's
making sure.
it's my daddy's store.
Oh, is it? Well, it's just making sure because someone left the door open here.
All right, I need a falsehood.
Yeah. It's
Thankfully, he's a kid. He's only got a will of 2, so
so that's pretty good because I have nothing. I mean, I don't have falsehood. So falsehood is probably perception, right?
I
Oh, wait,
believe
let me
so.
check.
Let's take a look
Where's my
right
book?
quick.
There we go.
Falsehood is will.
Oh, better because I have 5 on will.
Well, you need 4 of them.
That's not good. No. uh,
So let's talk failure consequence. If
yeah.
you get it, he's gonna believe you, and he's gonna go about his day doing child things.
Hmm.
If you don't get it and you fail it, he's gonna run to the nearest guard
All right.
because you're coming out of his dad's store and he's never seen you before, and he knows that his dad always locks the store up.
Okay. So I need a 4. That's not good at all.
No, but you do
Uh,
got a
some
lot of
persona.
Arca.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all right. Let's see what we're gonna do. Let's put maybe 2 persona on it.
Okay.
Wow, 2 personas a lot. But hey,
It is a lot, but you've
let's
got it to spare.
let's put 1. Let's put 1. Let's be
Okay.
conservative. And let's hope for the best. Come on, I need 4. 4. That's really bad. Oh, I got nothing. Just
Nothing.
1.
You got one.
Nope. Yeah.
Little boy looks at you and he's like, "No, you're not here to help. You're here to rob us." And he just starts books ass down the street, screaming guards at the top of his lungs.
So I'll hit it in the opposite direction as fast as I can.
Okay, so the opposite direction is back the way you came,
Oh no. Ah, jeez.
which is back
So,
towards the north.
yeah. Uh, is there a third option?
Yeah, there's east and west.
So the kid is going south. So let's go. Let's go east. Let's go east.
Okay.
Because east probably leads to like the docks and stuff like that.
Okay. So yeah, you take off east We're just
Mm-hmm.
gonna make note of that failed attempt. And
Mm-hmm.
so here's how we're gonna do this.
All right.
Um, this is gonna be one fail. If you get two more fails that would draw about the guard's attention, there's gonna be a confrontation with the guards.
Okay. Gotcha.
Because, they are actively looking for you, so every piece of information they get is
Yep.
going to go to that. It may not even be fails. Like, you could, say, I know you're talking about trying to contact the M Guild. When you roll your circles, if you don't roll that with the +1 ob to be discreet about it,
Mm-hmm.
then they're going to, oh, this guy's asking about the M Guild, and that's going to be another one of those points against you for the guards to find you. Once you get to
Sounds good.
3 of those, there's going to be another conflict with the guards.
Okay. Okay. So so yeah. So I'm moving as fast as I can, but I'm gonna be on the lookout for the type of try to make it closer to the docks, but also on the lookout for a tavern or something with an alley, so I can see if they have the M markings that they usually have in those
Okay.
places.
Oh,
So
you do pass a couple of tavern slash inns through your
hmm
running, but nothing that really pops out at you like this is where M is located.
okay, okay. So so yeah, I just want to find them. What let me see, because it is early and this is not like the time they
Yeah,
usually
yeah.
hang
So
around.
it'll be a circles roll to try to find them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Now I was reading, and we've been doing our circles wrong. We're just like, oh, I want to circle this guy up.
Yeah.
And that's not the way we're supposed to do it. When we
Yeah.
roll circles, it's supposed to be, oh, my aunt has a old school friend that serves as the king's counsel in such and such country. I'm gonna
Yeah.
write her a letter. And then we roll circles to see if anything comes up of that. And that's not something we've been doing.
Yeah. I got onto that discussion too.
Yeah, and
So,
that is something I
but
would
here,
like to address. So I feel like a circles roll in this instance would be like, okay, I know
no,
the
but
types
wait.
of taverns and the types of alleys and stuff that they normally are headquartered at. I'm going looking for that, and then we roll the circles based on that before I tell you whether you found that alley or not.
Okay. So yeah, but in this particular case, because I have an affiliation, then it counts like as you know, it is a true circles test because I know somebody,
Yeah.
because I'm affiliated to it. So yeah, let's do it.
Get an ob going for you here.
Yep.
Where is my chart? Okay, so we're gonna start with our base ob of 1. Let's see, for occupation, I feel like DM Guild is still like a broad occupation slash profession. Like, I feel like they've got locksmiths and ex-soldiers and all kinds of different people working for them.
All right.
I suppose you don't care about station or rank or social class.
No,
Just somebody from the guild. What
just
about
somebody with
disposition? Are you looking for
disposition.
somebody that is apt to help you, or somebody that you might, have to convince?
I could honestly go for either.
Okay.
Uh, if I need to convince him, I will. Um,
Okay. So we're
but
still at ob one. Now time and place.
that's the ticket. I need them right here and now because
Right
I am
here
in
and
trouble.
now. Okay.
Yeah,
So we're at a ob of 4.
yeah. That's about that's about the size of it. Yeah. So we're back to the same situation because I got an op 4 and I got a circles of 3 plus 1 affiliation is 4. So I need 4 out of 4, and that's usually not a very good thing. So you know what I should do? I should, if I ask for the guy with the correct disposition, that brings it up to an op 5, correct?
Yes.
So I'll get an op 5 and make it a challenging test because why not?
Okay.
And
We can amenity clause it. I've got a good idea for an amenity clause as it is.
yeah, so it's going to be an op 5, and I'm going to pour 1 persona on it too.
Okay.
So that's 2, and I put 1 persona on my will earlier. And let me just jot everything down so I don't forget to mark it. Okay, so it's going to be 5 dice, and I need 5 successes. So let's see what happens. Okay, it's 1, 2, 3 successes, and let's blow 1 fate on it. Why not?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ooh.
Uh-oh. You might just
1,
get it.
2, 3, 4, 5 out of 5. That's right, and I logged a challenging test for my circles, man.
Nice.
That is awesome.
Nice. So it doesn't take you long of running through the city before you spot the salty seaman.
Mm-hmm.
That little dock bar, and has the appropriate alley behind it. And like, there's no specific markings for the guild, but when you stand there, you just got this feeling like this is where the guild's at. It's oddly familiar.
Okay.
It doesn't take but a couple of minutes of you standing there before one of the mysterious M pop out from around a dumpster, and he just kind of stares at you.
All right. So I go. Morning. I'm looking for my cousin M. Have you seen him?
I have Arngrim. And since you use your affiliation dice with them, we're just gonna say that they've heard of your exploits with the various other M's. Since, since it was a successful test.
Yeah, and technically it was like a year that I spent in the halls of betrayal. Yeah. So that was probably long enough for word to get to many different outposts. Yeah.
The way I'm looking at it, it's the word didn't spread about you while you were in the tunnels. It was after you emerged from them after a year that rumors of your feat started buzzing between the various different M guilds.
Okay.
And so yeah, he's like, I know who you are. I've heard of your exploits. What can I do for you?
I say I'm in serious trouble with the law. I actually need 2 things from the guild. I need to locate my friend Rivka because we've become separated, and I need to secure passage on a ship and leave this place as soon as possible.
And it's like, I see. Well, I suppose it's time that we head to the inner sanctum. And he forgoes the blindfold this time.
Excellent.
And he leads you to the back end of the alley, and he reaches behind a dumpster, and you hear a click. You're not sure if you pulled a lever or pushed a button or what. And the wall next to the dumpster, swings open and reveals a stairway leading down.
Nice.
So now you have that knowledge, which could come in handy in the future.
And,
it's standard guild hall affair, nice long hallway full of the torches before it opens up into, the main receiving/audience room, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
The foyer.
Yeah.
And There's another M sitting on top of his throne-like chair, like there's always been every time you've visited a guild.
Yeah, I picture it's like the same room in every city.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's
it all looks really,
it's
really
yeah,
familiar.
yeah.
Like there may be a few real small details that are off,
Uh-huh.
but for the most part, like it's almost exact replicas.
Yeah, it's like disorienting because you think you're in the wrong city, but
Yep,
that's
that's the
cool.
effect they go for.
Yeah. So yeah, I uh, again I'll say thank you for receiving me. I am in serious trouble and have need of your assistance.
But
Um,
yes, yes, I know of your trouble. Well, most
I
of the
need
city doesn't know yet. I guarantee you by nightfall,
they will.
every person in the great city of Suzale will be hunting you down. I don't know why you did what you did, and honestly, I don't care. That's not my concern. You've helped the guild out before. The guild has helped you. We have a strong working relationship. So I am inclined to help you. It's my understanding that you've been separated from a companion.
Yes. Uh, we were separated in the market as soon as we came in the city. Um, I need to find her again and procure passage on a ship as soon as possible.
Well,
Headed east, if possible.
finding her isn't the difficult part. We know where she's at. Getting to her, however, is going to be another story altogether. You see, she tried to slip away unnoticed at the market. She was not as unnoticed as she thought she was, and the guards picked her up. She is currently sitting in a cell, about a half mile north of where you stand now.
All right. So
As for
I'm
passage, we could get you on a ship, but we would require something from you.
all right.
All of my field agents are gone at the present moment on assignment, and I have a package that I need delivered.
Where?
If you will travel this package east to Mortalkin
All right.
and drop it off to VMs there, I could get you passage on a ship going that far. From there, I'm sure the guild has other ships heading farther east if you so need it.
All right. That sounds reasonable. What's the name of the city again?
Mortalkin, it's right there in Chesantia. Uh, it'll
Looking.
just
Hang on.
south of the Uri Wood across the sea. So if you
Oh,
track
there
from
we go.
Suzale all the way to the right and then find Uri Wood and then drop straight down, there's a little bay right there.
Yeah. Uh, Mortalkin. There we go. There we go. All right. So pass it. Package to Mortalkin. Just
Now,
all right.
how do you
Yeah.
feel about traveling with pirates?
This moment, I'm not particularly concerned with the choice of sailors that we encounter, provided they do not interfere with either Rivka or me.
You will be safe amongst them, but while us setting up your passage on the ship gets you on the ship, you'll still have to serve your part as the crew,
That
which
seems fair.
could mean some more illegal activities. And I just
It's
want you to be aware of this now, so you know what you're
that,
getting yourself into.
that seems fair.
But
Um,
Considering what's transpired here in Suzale, I'm sure you won't have any problem with that.
Yeah, after this, it'll probably be nothing. Now we need to find a way to get Rivka out of that jail. And if your operatives are gone, I'm gonna need at least a means of entry into this place. Is it a is it's a fortress, or what manner of place is it?
No. There you've got lucky. This is a very small holding facility.
All right.
There's only 2 rooms. You go through the first room, and there's the front desk and a guard, and then through the door in the back of the structure, is where there's 3 cells, and she is being held in there until tomorrow, when she can be transported to a more permanent residence.
I see. So perhaps we'd best go under cover of darkness. Uh, I'd rather.
That could help you, but by the time you get to the cover of darkness, the hunt for you is going to be on. So what happens is if you wait until dark, that's going to be another point against that 3-point scale.
Yeah. So we might as well just risk it. Yeah. All right. Well, in that case,
If I were you, I would recommend going in armed with naught but a knife, hidden within your clothes, and tell the guard you'd like to turn yourself in, and then stab him and get her out.
Wow. Okay.
That's how I would do it if I were you. However, if you're looking for a more subtle approach, there are more than a couple of courtesans around town, and I'm sure that for a little bit of coin, they would be more than willing to play host to a distraction of the guard for you.
How many guards are there in this place?
There's normally just the one, unless it's shift change.
All right.
And, they're coming in to rotate, and then you'll have 2 to deal with. But shift change isn't till noon.
All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. Hey, it's reckless. It's dangerous. I'm impulsive. I'm bold. So.
It says, okay, tells you that if you leave your weapon here, he will see it to the ship, and you are going to be looking for... I had no idea I was going to do pirates in this, so now I got to think up a cool pirate ship name.
uh, I don't know. Let's put it on hold.
You're looking for the Dark Veil.
All right.
That's the name of the ship, and the captain is going to be Captain. I don't know. We'll put the captain's name on hold. But he says, once you get to Rivka, if the 2 of you can make it to the docks, they will be expecting you. Board the ship, and they will be ready to set sail as soon as you embark.
Excellent. Excellent. So let's do it. So, but I keep my armor?
Well, yeah, you've got a cloak on over the armor.
All right. Yeah.
So the armor is not visible. The whole reason he recommends not taking the sword is that way you can approach the guard, and it's, plausible that you're turning yourself in.
Yeah.
That way you can just, hurry up, stab him, grab the keys, get her out, and go. If you walk in with a sword, like, hey, I'm turning myself in, they'll know something's fishy. But with a cloak over the armor, it won't be visible.
Okay, so you know what? I want them to give me a better knife, because all I have is a poor quality knife. And
okay, they have a run of the mill, or I'll let you. You can roll a die of fate, and if you get a 1, you can get a superior.
Right.
Failing that, it'll just be run of the mill.
That sounds good. Okay, run of the mill it is. That's a dirk. That's a good weapon, though.
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So that's 357. 57. All right. Add 1. No VA. And shortest. Okay. Sounds good. Do I know how to use a knife? I don't know how to use a knife. Huh. Imagine that.
Imagine
this
that.
this plan is getting better and better. Yeah.
Better and better. I mean, you could always try it with your sword.
Yeah.
There'll just be some increased odds for whatever we decide to roll.
Yeah. I probably should try it with the sword because he really is good with that, and that's all about
Yeah.
all he's good with. So,
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Go ahead and do it with the sword.
I'll
He
just
tells you
bluff
the
my way
package will be
onto.
waiting for you upon the ship.
All right. All right.
And as you turn to leave, he tells you, whatever you do, don't look in the package.
All right.
Just deliver it.
No problem.
So we are off.
Yeah.
Um, since you have, cloaks and hoods and whatnot, we'll go ahead and just say yes, and you make it to the doorway.
All right.
And what happens from there will be up to dice rolls and skills.
All right.
So you're
All right.
standing upon the stoop of this holding building
Yeah.
for the King's Guard of Susail.
All right. So I'll go check the door, see if it's open.
Oh yeah, the door's open. You can walk right in.
All right. So I walk in and I close the door behind me.
And the guard looks and he's like, "Who are you? Lower your hood."
I say, he's alone, right?
Yeah, it's just him.
It's just him.
Just him.
So I'll just draw my sword and try to intimidate him. I'm gonna hang on a second, please. Sorry.
Yep, no worries. All right,
So,
now, do you plan on doing a full fight here?
well, if it comes to that, sure.
Okay, let me go grab my scripting sheets right quick, just in case. Then.
All right. All right.
All right.
All right. So, maybe I could try to intimidate him and get him, in the cell and.
So the intent here is to intimidate him into not only releasing Rivka, but putting himself in the cell in her place.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Put him in the cell and gag him if I can. So. Yeah, that's pretty much
Okay.
the intent.
Well, let's see here. We're gonna roll a die of fate. On a 1, as soon as you draw your sword, he's gonna draw his sword.
All right.
He'll still be able to make the intimidate, but if he doesn't get that 1, I'm gonna give you an advantage die for having a sword out while you intimidate him. While he can't get, he's sitting down. He's got to be able to stand up and draw his sword all in a smooth motion. So if he
All
doesn't
right.
get the 1, you'll get an advantage dice towards this roll if you want it.
Okay.
And he doesn't get it, so.
So I got an extra advantage on it?
Yeah, yep, you got an advantage die.
All right. What's his will like?
His will is, we'll call it a 3.
All right. So let me see. Hmm. So I'm gonna fork in my brawling because I'm gonna kick him in the chair and try to knock him backwards. While I'll say, get your hands away from your weapons and surrender now, and I'll spare your life. If you don't, I'll run you through. So I kind of kick him. So I'll see if I can fork in my brawling. That all right?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
All right. So then it's going to be a routine intimidation test for me. It's a will of 4. 1, 2, 3. Man, this guy's good.
That's what's up.
Yeah, I kind of wanted him to fail, but I'm playing this guy way too nice.
Yeah, that's okay.
I'm sparing guards left and right.
Well, that's all right. Like you've already offed 5 of them.
Yeah. We don't need a couple more, unless there's another guy in the back or something. So.
So yeah, he looks at you. He's like, "Dude, I'll do whatever you say. Just please don't kill me. I have a daughter at home." And he opens
All
up
right.
the door, and Rivka's right there in the cell, and she's like, "Oh my God, Arngrim, they caught me. I haven't been able to escape yet. I'm so happy to see you."
Yes. Well, let's see if we can get this man inside the cell and tie him up, and then we can leave and go about our own business.
Nope.
I'm good
And
to see. It's good to see you're safe.
he pops open the cell, lets her pass, puts himself in, hands you the keys.
All right.
Like
So,
completely compliant.
all right. So we'll put a gag on him,
Okay.
uh, and tie his hands, I suppose, because otherwise he'll just pull the gag out. Um, so I'll tell him, someone will be here to look you up at some point. They know you got a prisoner, so you should be out in a few hours. So uh, we'll be gone by that time. So yeah. So we just walk out.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So, I'm looking through some pirate captain names right now,
Okay.
and Steve the pirate popped up. I
Wow.
don't want to do Steve the pirate though, but that made me chuckle. We're gonna go with Captain Thomas Two, TEW.
TEW. All right. All right.
So, yeah, you and Rivka are reunited.
Uh
You've got a
huh.
couple hours before anybody's gonna find him in the cell, and you've only got about a mile south to walk to the docks.
Excellent. So yeah, we'll just go straight there because we need to get out of here as fast as possible.
Yeah, for
So,
sure.
yeah.
So, yeah, you don't encounter any trouble or resistance along the way. The search for you is still pretty quiet. Like, I feel like we've had, what, maybe an hour, hour and a half tops passed since you actually killed those guards.
Yeah.
So, while they are searching for you, it's not in full tilt yet. So,
Okay.
you make it to the dock safely. You see the ship. I forgot what I named it, but, oh yeah, the Dark Veil?
Dark Veil.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see the Dark Veil looking majestic. Some kind of blackened wood that it's made out of.
Mm-hmm.
Big, massive sails. It's not flying colors at the moment, though.
All right.
which leads you to believe that they may be here incognito
Yeah.
for
Yeah.
whatever
They wouldn't.
reason.
No, they wouldn't advertise their pirates, unless
No,
because the
not in a
authorities
major
would.
port like
Yeah,
Suzelle.
yeah, the authorities would lock down on them. Um, so yeah, let's go make our way on board and talk to this captain.
As you start walking up the gangplank, two pirates, are just standing there, swords out, like, who the hell are you? Why are you trying to board our ship?
I'll tell him. My cousin M made arrangements for me and my friend to have passage on your ship. I will speak to your captain too.
And says, you want to speak to Captain 2. Well, if M sent you, you must be legit. Follow us. And they lead you across the deck and opens up a door and leads you down into the bowels of the ship to the captain's quarters. And he's like, right through there, you'll find Captain 2.
All right. All right. So so I go in to talk to him.
Yeah, and you walk in, and Captain 2 is sitting behind his desk, and he looks like the quintessential pirate.
Mm-hmm.
Scar, the eye patch, the hat, everything but the peg leg and the parrot. Like, he
Yeah.
looks like a hardened pirate captain.
All
But you
right.
also notice a rather striking woman off in the corner. She just seems silent and watchful. And the color palette of this room is very, very soft. Like, it's not the brooding, dark colors that you'd expect of a pirate captain. And there's also various little trinkets and knickknacks that all seem just a little odd.
Mm-hmm.
But Captain 2, he says, Arngrim, come, I've been expecting you. Like, I understand that you require passage east and out of the city.
That is correct. I am also. There was a package that was going to be delivered for me here.
Yes, it is in your quarters. However, and failed to mention that you'd be bringing a guest. Must have slipped his mind. You guys will have to share quarters, as we don't have enough to accommodate your companion as well.
That will be acceptable.
And you guys will both have to pull your weight. I'm sure you've been informed that this is a vessel of questionable enterprise.
Mm-hmm. Yes,
As long as you have no problems with a little pillaging.
he says I am a Viking, so uh, raiding and pillaging kind of comes with the territory.
Oh, you're a Viking, so you know how to sail. That'll be perfect.
Not really.
Just cracks up laughing at this comment.
Yeah.
He's like on the floor, hysterically laughing. And Captain
Says,
2 just looks at you and he's like, a Viking that doesn't sail? And you hear the woman in the corner just kind of blow some sound out of her nose.
yeah. As
Kind of like
well, my particular talents are more suited to land, uh, as in the raiding and pillaging part.
well,
Sailing, not so much.
we always need somebody to swab the deck. And Rivka pipes up at this point and she's like, I can hold my own on a ship. You just tell me what to do and I'll take care of it.
All right.
It just kind of flashes you a smile. Because she loves making fun of you for that.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just that wound up like being like a character trait.
Yeah. I think next trait vote we're gonna have
it's
to do some
gonna
kind
be
of
like
trait for it.
landlubber is gonna be.
Something like that. For sure, because that has been coming out quite a bit. So
I don't know what it's
Captain
gonna
says,
do.
Unless you have any questions,
When do we set sail?
immediately. We're
Excellent.
pulling anchor as soon as we leave the room.
And that's about all I need to know. The sooner the better.
And he's like, well, step out. They'll show you to your quarters, and once we hit the open sea, start scrubbing them decks.
All right.
And so you leave, and one of the original pirates that confronted you to begin with shows you and Rivka to your quarters. The
Hmm.
package is sitting on your bed, and it's about yay big.
Hmm.
Brown package wrapped in twine.
It's round.
No, it's wrapped in twine. It's a
Oh,
brown
it's
paper
wrapped in twine.
package.
Yeah. So it's like a shoebox or something like that,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
All right.
yeah, about that size.
Okay.
And that's just sitting on your bed, and as you're in a room, you hear Captain Two barking orders, and you feel the ship start to lurch as it leaves port.
All right. So I'll fill in Rivka with my meeting with the M's, and I'll explain to her that the package is not to be opened, and that it's just a small stop along the way, and it is in the direction that we're going anyway. So it's not like we're going in a different direction. We had to go that way anyway.
Yes.
Yeah.
She's like, you're not the least bit curious what's inside of it?
Nope.
She's like,
I'd
but
learned.
I am.
I, I,
I'd really
I,
like to know what's inside this package.
no, you don't. I've learned that with the M's, the less you know, the better.
The less you know, the better. The more I know, the better.
No,
Because
we're not.
who knows what we could be delivering for them?
It
Who knows if we
doesn't.
want to be delivering it if we knew what it is? It could be, a severed hand.
It
Maybe
might
the king's
be,
severed hand. Do you really want to carry the king's severed hand? If we get caught with something like that, we'll never see daylight again.
as long as it's not my severed hand that's on the box. I really don't care.
Alright, well, and she's like, fine. I need to get above deck and start working.
All
It
right.
kind of huffs and puffs out.
Yeah.
So are you going to leave the package sitting on the bed?
No, I'm gonna look for a place to stash it. I have no
Okay.
idea where in a boat cabin, but uh, I mean, it's not that there's gonna be a loose floorboard or anything. So so maybe I'll just put it with my backpack, with my traveling gear.
Stick it in your pack? Okay.
Yeah, and put it underneath the bed, the bunk or the hammock or whatever it is that we have. So
Sounds good. Alright, so at this point, unless you have anything more that you'd like to do,
no,
I want to go ahead and jump forward about a week.
okay,
So you can use that week for practice time, whatever you want to log a week of practice time at. Feel
yeah,
free to do that.
yeah. Let's do sailing or something, because
Well, at that
I'm
point,
starting to get tired of the whole landlubber thing.
at you're on a ship of experienced sailors. I'm sure we could find somebody that could teach you.
Yeah, instructor would be cool. Let me check what skill it's gonna be. It's probably gonna be something like sailing. I don't know. I didn't actually check the skills. So let's see. Let's see. Seamanship.
Okay, sounds good.
Seamanship. It's perception and it's a seafaring skill. So let's see. My aptitude would be 6, and the cycle is 1 month. But let's call it like 8 hours. You can do like 8 hours a day with
Yeah.
that. Let me
So
see.
let's see. Well, and at this point, we could also roll an instruction.
Yeah,
And if the
let's do that.
instruction fails, it logs as practice time. But if it passes, it counts as a test.
It counts as a test. That's correct. Let me see how that goes. What's the detail on that? Learning from another. Instruction obstacles. Depends on
Well,
the level of the test. One
yeah,
for a routine test.
and that's all you really need, because anything more than a routine for aptitude would go to
It,
the stats
yeah,
anyways.
yeah. So,
So it carries no penalty.
no.
So
So let's see what's the interval that they need to teach you. Instruction time. It's days equal to 10 minus the instructor's will plus 10 minus the student's will. Well, that's weird.
plus the obstacle. So
Yeah.
what's your will?
So my will is 5 actually.
Your will's 5.
Yeah.
Puts it up to 6.
Yeah.
We'll call
Plus.
we'll call his will 6. So
All
it'll be
right.
10 days, and instead of a week, we'll do 10 days at sea. Is what we'll fast forward to
All right. All
for
right.
the sake of rolling it.
All right.
And luckily, one of these pirates, knows instruction because he teaches the newbies all the time.
Uh huh.
So let's see here, and you get yourself an aptitude test.
Nice. There we go. And seamanship was perception. Is that correct?
I don't know. I was not open to
Checking.
it. I
Checking.
believe you said perception.
Perception. Yeah. Not just checking because if it's will, then my aptitude is 5. But no, 6. 6 is good.
All right. So 10 days pass, and on the morning of the 11th day, you hear someone calling from the crow's nest uh, to raise the colors that there's a ship on the horizon.
Nice.
And as soon as this happens, all hell breaks loose on the ship. Trunks are getting tossed open, swords are getting thrown to people. The sails are full mast right now. The colors go up, nice black pirate flag with the skull. The
Nice.
cannons are being prepped and loaded, and shit's about to go down.
All right.
And the Captain 2 approaches you, and as before, that striking woman is standing right next to his side. You assume she's his first mate, but you haven't been told as much, and she's always quiet. And he's like, "Well, Arngrim, I hear you've been attempting to learn the ways of the sea, but now's the time that you really get to shine. You told me you were a capable fighter. You're going to be on the first boarding party."
All right.
And he tells you that. Yeah, he pulls out his eyepiece telescope thing, whatever the hell they're called, because I can't think of the name of it for the life of me.
Yeah, it's a
Because I
telescope,
don't
but
think
they
it's
usually call it like
is it
a
just a
looking
telescope?
glass. They
Yeah,
call it
his
like
looking glass. There we go.
yeah.
So he pulls it out, and he tells you that this ship is flying the colors of Thesk,
All right.
which is just east of Cormyr on the map. It's not too terribly far away. And judging by the markings of the ship, this is a military cargo ship. So
All right.
resistance is going to be pretty stiff.
Okay.
So I hope your sword's sharp.
Yeah.
So he tells you to be ready, and that once the ship hooks up, he expects you to be the first one over the side.
That's right. That's good.
And
So I'll ready up my gear. Yeah.
Rivka's running all over this boat like she's really killing it. She's getting things done. She's barking out orders of her own, and people are listening. It's kind of a nice side of Rivka to see, because we haven't really seen that before. But yeah, she's really at home on a ship, and she knows what she's doing. And you guys are drawing closer and closer, and the water is getting a bit rough. Like there's a storm system that's coming in, and you're really feeling that bob and that lurch of the ship, and the waves are crashing over it, getting a little wet, that salt stinging your skin, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the cannons just erupt, and the sound is deafening, and it kind of catches you off guard a little bit. As a matter of fact, make a steel check for surprise.
All right. What's my ob there?
Your ob would be your hesitation.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It's just a steel check. But wait, it's shock because I got fearless, so that reduces my hesitation to 3.
No, shock and surprise are different. Shock is like seeing a
Oh,
desecrated
okay,
corpse
okay.
or
I see.
witnessing a murder. This is
Okay.
like surprise.
Oh,
Because,
okay.
yeah,
Okay.
shock and fear cover
Uh huh.
that, and then surprise and wonderment are not.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So what happens if I fail
If you fail, you're going to hesitate. And
as combat
you're going to
starts?
get bitched at by the captain because you're not going to be the first one over to the other ship.
Okay.
Because you're just going to be like kind of standing there like, what the fuck's going on?
All right. All right. So steel test. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. But steel's open ended.
Yes.
5, 6, 7. Yeah, baby. I'm good.
All right.
Nerfs of steel. Nerfs of steel. Yeah.
So you stand there and like I said, the cannons erupt, and you don't even flinch. It does not phase you. Like while you may not be at home on a ship, you're at home in the sounds of battle.
All right.
And as soon as you guys draw close, the grappling hooks go over. They start heaving the ship to you. Now you have two options.
Mm-hmm.
You can grab a rope and attempt to swing over,
Mm-hmm.
or you can wait an extra 60 seconds or so until the ship gets pulled to you.
All right. How are we
And
gonna work that if we do
I've
agility check or?
agility.
Yeah, I'll do it. I'll grab a
Yeah,
rope and I'll
yeah.
swing over.
Agility. So like aside from seamanship, like I don't see anything else that would really
Yeah.
apply. And I mean, you're swinging on a rope and letting go. So yeah, agility. It will be an 3.
Okay. So
Failure consequence.
okay.
Um,
Let's
if
talk.
you fail,
Huh?
if you fail, you let go of the rope a little too soon. You'll have a chance to. We'll figure out something to roll to try to grab the other ship if you're falling, and if not, you're going in the drink.
Let me make a counter proposal.
Feel free.
If I succeed at the agility check, I swing over to where the enemy ship captain is, and
Okay.
I fight him directly. If I fail, I still swing over, but I land in front of 2 guys, and I have to fight 2 sailors at the same time. How's
Okay, I
that?
like that. I like that. Let's do
Yeah,
that.
because I don't like going in the drink. Yeah.
Fair enough.
How's that sound? So that sounds
Yeah,
good. All right.
that sounds good, and it's op 3, so
So here we go. It's the agility 6. So let's do it. And that's 3 successes right there.
perfect.
So I land in front of the captain.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
his sword's drawn. He's ready to go. I'm gonna assume your sword was in one hand. That
Yeah.
you're drawn and ready to go too. That would make sense.
Yeah.
And he just looks at you and he tells you. Matter of fact, he's gonna try to intimidate you
All right.
because this is a
Uh,
seasoned captain. Um, he tells you that you need to surrender your weapon to live. That any other action will cause your death. What is your will?
my will is 5.
Okay, and he's only getting 5 dice, so
All right.
he really needs some stuff, and he doesn't get it.
Nice.
So like as he says this to you, his voice starts to crack.
Yeah. He knows he's outmatched. So I'll try to ready my shield and have at it. You know.
All right, so let's go into fight then.
Yeah. Let's do it.
You wanted it, you got it.
So he's got a sword, so no positioning. We just go straight at it.
Yep. And he is also wearing a set of superior leather armor.
Okay.
And
Hang
his
on.
sword is also superior. Like, he's a ship captain of a military ship. Like, he's pretty decked out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Do you know where that file went? There it is. Never mind, I found it. Never mind. Room scripted and ready when you are.
Yeah, let me just check one thing. Because it's been a while. I need to reread, man. I used to read the book every so often, and I need to pick it
Mm-hmm.
up again because so many details, and you don't want to forget them,
Yeah.
you know? So let me just quickly check the shields, see how those go, because
Okay.
shields get degraded too.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they fail, then they become damaged. Yeah. All right. All right, I probably got it. Let me check. Where's my shield? Where's my sheet with my shield? Hang on, hang on.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's a target shield. Yeah. So it's two dice right there. All right. So I'm scripted.
Okay. Volley 1.
Block
What
and
do you have
strike.
scripted? What's that?
Block and strike.
Okay, I have 3 strikes scripted for Volley 1.
All right.
So, well, let's hope that
So
works.
yeah.
Because Lock and Strike, if you get it, does that negates the rest of my first volley actions, doesn't it?
No, it's block and strike.
Oh, Block and Strike.
Yeah. He
Gotcha. I thought you
blocks
said
with the
Block and
shield
Strike.
and strikes. No, it's like
Okay.
your
Yeah.
strike is opposed by my shield dice,
Okay.
and
Yep.
I gotta divide my pool. So
I'm also giving him a Persona and a Fate
yeah, yeah,
to
that's
be
good.
used.
Uh huh.
You picked a pretty intense fight here.
Good, good. Let's do it. Let's do it. Where is block and strike? There we go. Yeah. So the strike part acts like strike, and the block part acts like block. So that's good. Um, add any shield to the defense portion. Does his weapon have any VA? What?
Yes, he does have versus armor of 1.
Okay, so then my shield is reduced to 1. It's 1 shield dice. Huh.
Do you have versus armor as well, don't you?
I don't actually. I just have run-of-the-mill sword is what I have.
Okay, gotcha.
So yeah, no VA.
Okay.
So uh, divide the two pools before rolling. One for defense, one for attack. Successes reduce your successes. Strike is just a strike action. Apply all penalties. Blah blah blah. All right, so I gotta divide my pool,
Okay.
and strike against him is just a standard odd one test. So, and his is a versus test. So let me see. I'm gonna try to bash him. Block his blow
Okay.
and bash him with a shield, so I can fork in brawling, and I'm gonna yell at him while I do it too. Can I fork in intimidation to that, or?
Yeah, sure.
All right, all right. So I'm gonna be
Now,
hitting with.
had his intimidation succeeded to begin with, I wouldn't allow you to fork intimidation in.
Okay.
Just because at that point he would have had his self established as the alpha, but since it failed, absolutely fork that shit in.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. All right. So I got
Now,
7 dice plus 1 shield. So I'm gonna go with what's uh, so I'm gonna go for let's call it 3 attack dice and 4 defense.
okay. So he
So
is
actually it's 5. I'm sorry, it's 5 defense because of the 1 from the shield. So 3 and
okay.
5.
So he's coming in and he's starting it with a front kick, and then he's going to bring his sword down on top of you.
Yeah.
He's also going to fork in seamanship wise
Yeah.
to keep his balance
Yeah. Sea
because
legs.
he's got them
Yeah.
sea legs.
Yeah. That makes
So
perfect
he's
sense.
rolling 7 dice.
Ouch! Against my 5.
1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
So
He's
he's got
not going to blow up the lonely 6.
okay. So he's got 4 successes, and I have 5 defense dice. Let me see. Hang on. Let me just check my traits real quick here, just to make sure I don't have anything else to. No. Okay. I'm gonna put 1 persona on this. I'm thinking maybe I should Aristea my sword for this. Nah, let's not. Let's not. One point. 1 persona on the roll. So I'm
Okay.
gonna roll 6 dice for my defense. Here we go. So it's 1, 2, 3, 3 for defense, and he had how many successes?
He had 4.
Okay, now I think he needs. Does he need to add his 1 ob for using the sword? I forget that part.
For using the sword.
Yeah, because regular sword. It's a run of the mill sword, right?
His? No, his is superior.
Oh,
All of
okay,
his
no.
equipment is superior.
Yeah, it's still a 1 ob to use when it's a regular test, but when it's a versus test, I don't think it
Yeah.
applies.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's coming through
because,
as incidental.
yeah, unless he's
Well,
using like
so
a
you got
worse
armor
weapon. Yeah.
movement not still too though. So
All right.
yeah, it's wherever you want it. He can't shift it. So
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. So he hits me with one success, right?
yes, one success wherever you want it, and then you've got armor, so you might be able to negate all this.
And he can't shift it, right?
No, he cannot shift it because he's only got the one.
Okay. So I'll take it on the chest.
Okay.
And now I need to roll an armor check for my chest.
Yes, and he does have a versus armor of 1.
All right. So now my ob is 2. Is what that means. My ob is 2. So
It
I
doesn't.
roll.
Versus armor doesn't negate one of your armor die like it does with your shield.
And I believe it just increases the ob. Let me make sure that that's
Yeah,
correct. But
because I was under the impression that versus armor just takes away some of your armor dice.
well, it might. But I think the way they do it is just by adding one ob. But I might be wrong. So let's look it up. Okay, page 476.
Here.
The number indicates the obstacle penalty for any armor test caused
Okay.
by the weapon. So
Okay.
normally
So yeah, it
it's an ob
increases it.
1, so now it's an ob 2.
Cool.
So I rolled 4 dice for an ob 2. And that's 4 successes.
Yeah, 4 successes.
So it does not go through.
It does not go through.
Bangs on my armor. And now it's my turn to hit him. So I had 3 attack dice against an ob 1. And that's 2 hits.
Okay.
Do I want to blow it up? Let me see. Yeah, let's blow it up. Why not? Nah, it doesn't do it. So it's I hit him. I hit him and I got 1 extra success. Where does he want it? I can move it.
Yep,
Yeah.
he's going to take it to the chest unless you move it.
Yeah, is he wearing any armor like on his head?
Wearing reinforced armor, the whole thing, except for his head. His head is not. He has no armor on his head.
So I'll shift it to the head.
That's 2 to shift, right?
No.
Go anywhere to the head.
Chest is 1.
Are you sure?
Let's check it. I'm pretty sure. I wasn't too thrilled with the way they did it. I haven't checked revised in a while, but I have a feeling they changed that. Because I think it used to be harder to shift it to the head.
Okay.
Oh, let's check it again.
Yeah, I could be wrong on that, but I feel like with the head being a smaller target, that was one of the things that took.
Yeah, but that's the thing. If you don't have armor in the head, you need to take it to the arms or something. Target location. No, wait. This is shooting. Okay, page 465. Extra successes to move the blow. It costs 1 success from torso or the arms to any other location. It's 2 successes to go from the legs to the head or from head to the legs.
Okay. So yeah, chest to head's only 1. All right.
Yeah.
So that comes through as a incidental, correct?
Yes, it actually does. And if he has no armor, he takes it. So that's a damage of 4. That's a B4 wound.
Okay. That is going to be superficial. So he's at a +1 ob.
Yeah, to everything else.
Well, if you survive these next 2 attacks,
all right.
You'll
so
probably win.
What are his reflexes?
His reflexes are 4. So he got 4 actions. He put 3 of them into volley 1.
Yeah. No, you
So,
can't. You have to put one in each volley.
oh, do you have to put one in each volley?
Yeah, so he can have two in this volley if he wants.
Okay. I did
Yep.
not realize that.
Yeah. So he can have two. I mean,
Okay. Yeah. Reset. He's got two then.
yeah. So
See,
my
and
second,
that's something I don't agree with.
yeah. Well, the way they did it is you first have to put at least one action in each volley, and then whatever's left over you get to fill on top
Yeah.
of any of the three volleys. I mean,
Yeah, but like
yeah,
then you've got weapon speed, and like a longsword has a weapon speed of 3, right? Like I,
correct.
I feel like as a combatant, I should be able to choose, and I'm not going to say that we're going to do this because we're going to play by the rules, just because this is our first game, and I feel it's important to play by the rules.
Yeah,
But to point out, my train of thought, like if I want to expend everything I've got in a flurry and like a
yeah,
kind of all or nothing gambit, I feel like that should be acceptable.
yeah. But in this case, you have to do it one strike first, one strike second, one strike
Yeah,
third. So you get bam, 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 and
yeah,
then you have to script something different
yeah,
because for the fourth action, it cannot be strike. You did three in a row, so you have to rest. I
yeah,
mean, rest is
yeah,
block or
and
avoid or whatever.
yeah,
Yeah,
like, and I understand the rest. It's just I feel like if I want to put all of my actions into the first volley and then just stand there for volley 2 and 3 and
yeah.
not
Just
have
stand in
any
the middle.
defense,
Yeah.
like that
Uh,
that's a risk that me as a combatant should be able to take. But
okay,
we're
gotcha.
going to play by the rules for this, but that's something that I don't agree with
Okay,
on a personal level. Okay,
yeah,
well, here comes his next strike.
yeah. So I scripted block and strike too. So let's do the exact same thing.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. How many dice did I roll the first time? 5 dice, I believe. Yeah, 5 dice. So
Here
what's it?
comes his. Ooh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Damn, he's good. So here we go. One. Oh, that's awesome. So wait, if he's got five, he gets one is canceled, so it's four. So one
And
would
then
hit, and he would get three. Now,
well, he's at a +1 ob as well. So I got
oh,
4 successes myself.
yeah,
So then
but
the
let me
one
let me
counts
use
to hit. So he's got 2 to either shift or higher damage.
yeah. So let me do a fate point on it.
Okay.
And let's roll one more and see what that looks like. Oh, nothing. So it's one. You have one, two, three, four, 5 successes. You got an ob of one from the penalty, one hits, and one. No, one from the penalty, one from my block,
Yeah.
and one hits, and you got two. So you can either shift or do
hmm
more damage.
I can shift and do more damage.
No, no, it's two to add.
Oh,
So you
it
actually
is 2
have,
to add.
yeah, it is two to add.
Okay.
So you actually have either you
So,
add or you
so either
shift.
I add for the mark hit or I shift.
Correct. And I'm going to take it on the chest. So
Yeah.
if you shift, it's just going to be an incidental. If you don't, then it's
He's gonna keep it. He's gonna try to drive through for the mark hit.
all right. So I roll my armor, and my armor is 4 dice on the chest. He's again, it's an ob of two because of the VA of the weapon. So
hmm
here we go. So it's 2 successes. Woof.
So
That's
you made
good.
the op and negated his attack again.
Yeah.
Good.
So now my attack, I got 3 dice again. So here we go. Okay, so that's 2. So that's 1 to hit and 1 to shift. So where's
And
he going to take it now?
he's gonna take it in the leg.
In the leg.
In the leg.
So yeah, I'll keep it in the leg then. So you got to do an armor roll,
Right, and he,
and your ob is 1.
Ob is 1. I believe he only gets 1 for his leg, if I am correct. I want to take a look here.
Because the chest automatically gives you an extra dice
Yeah.
of protection. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to say that it's only 1 for the leg, but now I can't find the damn armor section.
Hang on. Page 475. Reinforced leather is 2 dice. 2 dice
2 dice.
on the leg.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
So 2
So
for
roll it.
1. And he failed, so that reduces his. Not only does he take the hit, but now he's only got 1 dice on his
That's
leg.
right. Yeah. So that is 4 for B4 wound. Well, that's another
B4,
superficial,
so,
right?
yeah, he's up to
He's
Ob
got
2.
2 up now. Yeah, that's right, baby. So next volley. So next
Yep, I've got
volley.
Avoid.
All right, I had block, so I don't think we test.
Yeah, that's just a wash.
Okay, but second half of the second volley, I got scripted strike
Okay.
because I got reflexes of 5, so I can swing that. And he
Damn.
has nothing, right?
Yeah, he has nothing.
Yeah. So same dosage.
Yeah, let's
But
see.
now it's an ob of 1, so 1, 2, 3, 4 successes. So
Chest.
I'm gonna blow that up
Okay.
with 1 extra fate. So 1 extra die. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Jesus.
Yes. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 successes. So
8 successes.
it's 1 hits. So it's 7 extra successes. So let's see. I need 2, 4 to shift it up.
Okay.
And I got 3 to move around. So it doesn't matter where you put it. It goes to the head.
Okay.
And that's B10 wound to the head, baby.
Yeah,
I run him
he's
through
out
the
of the fight.
freaking neck.
Yeah.
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 Sword goes through his neck. It's like, because that's a mortal wound, right?
Yeah, that's mortal. He's done. Like, as I was writing this up and I was doing his stuff, I was like, man, this, like, my whole plan was poured it all there, and then if you survived it, you survived it, and, like, if not, you were going to be taken captive by these guys. And it was going to give us this whole other story arc, and
Sure,
yeah, you screwed that you screwed that one up for me real good.
Well, the trick here with being a good fighter is put as many points as you can into the sword, but even then, it's more important to get that reflexes of 5. Because that is a serious advantage. That's an extra on a post-action.
Yeah.
And you just script something that you can defend yourself. And the other thing is the shield. The shield is a huge advantage.
Yeah.
Because you can block and strike. Yep. So,
Yeah, I'm going to have to come up with a real good fight for you for the next time we do this. I thought this one was going to be tough. I thought it was going to be tougher than it was for you.
Well, I got lucky with the armor rolls too, that I didn't take a single hit. And if he had a helmet or something, 1 dice is 1 dice. So there's always a chance that it's a success, and hey, nothing happens.
Yeah.
Because what has happened in all of our sessions, if we've been doing fight with little or no armor. Even when the guys have been armored, they always have someplace that they don't. You know, either they have a
Yeah.
breastplate or they don't
Hmm.
even have armor. And so all our fights have gone real. I mean, we haven't done volley 3 yet.
Yeah.
We always die on volley 2, no matter
Yeah.
what.
And
Someone
I,
dies on
I was
volley 2. Yeah,
mistaken on that rule because I didn't realize you couldn't do that, and that was
yeah.
like that was his whole strategy for this fight was to try
Well,
to put you down in volley 1, and if not, you were going to kill him in volley 3 because
well,
there
if
wasn't
you,
going to be an
yeah,
opposed action.
yeah. Well, you could have scripted strike on volley 2 as your first action and
Yeah.
hope for a lucky shot, which is why I
But
scripted block, because I figured if I block him, then I strike him on the second half of the volley.
yeah,
You know?
and
Yeah,
the only I kept avoid because I'd already had avoid scripted.
yeah,
I had the 3 strikes and then the avoid, so I just
yeah.
took off one of the strikes and then put that into volley 3, and I left volley 2 alone.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
that was
yeah,
his plan was all 3 strikes and then an avoid, and then hoping that you script something like block for volley 3.
yeah,
That was his plan. That's something I'm going to raise up on the forums because I really don't agree with that rule of having to fill out all 3 volleys. If you want to put your
yeah,
character at risk like that, or an NPC at risk, like I feel like that's a viable strategy as
yeah,
long as you're not exceeding the weapon speed and the rest rules, which I feel like that's why they're in place. So that's definitely something I'm gonna start a discussion about on the forums.
yeah. Maybe filling in hesitate for volley 3 or something. But the way they did it, I mean, 3 actions in 1 round. That means you gotta have reflexes of 7,
No,
and to get
you only need
reflexes,
reflexes of 5.
no.
Yeah, you could put 3 into volley 1, and then 1 into volley 2, 1 into volley 3.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, reflexes of 5, and you can do that.
Oh, that's true. I hadn't even
Yeah.
realized that. Yeah. Oh,
But
so
yeah,
I could
yeah,
have, I could have gone for it. I could have
yeah.
done that.
You could have done it. I just had his reflexes 1 lower than it needed to be. Because I didn't realize it.
Wait,
'Cause,
wait,
like, the
no.
thought never crossed my mind that there was rules against
You
just
know what?
leaving yourself open for an attack.
You know what? There is a chart. I mean, they actually charted it out because I've seen the chart. Hang on. I mean, I don't think at one point. Okay, here it is, page 432. No, the only way you can get 3 actions in 1 volley is with reflexes 7. Like I said, you need to put evenly on all things. So to get a
Oh, so
third,
to get
it's
a
there.
third action, you have to have 2 actions and the other 2 volleys.
Everything has to be
Okay.
filled up, and then you get,
Okay, well, I suppose that makes a bit more sense then.
yeah, yeah.
Still don't quite agree with it myself, but it makes sense. Like, I
Yeah, but
understand why they did it that way.
yeah, and I can't remember how reflexes improves. I don't think it improves on its own.
You just
Or
got to get reflex tests. Apparently, like there's got
let
to be
me
a way to
check.
test reflexes.
No, I think it
Or
probably
no,
goes up
when
by
your
your
when your speed
stats.
goes up, when your speed goes up, that affects your reflexes.
Yeah, but it's a tough math because your reflexes are the average of 3 stats. So
Yeah.
that means that you're gonna have like 7 speed, 7 what is it? It's agility, and that's 14 points right there. So you would need 7 in perception, which is the third stat. So you need 3 stats at 7 to
Hmm.
average out to a 7. I mean, that's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
get it to
definitely up
a
there.
to get it to a reflexes of 6, you're gonna need 18 points distributed
Hmm.
there. So
Yeah.
that's pretty tough. You
So
need a
yeah,
7,
that's how you
6.
raise it up. Is you got to raise up all of your other stats.
Yeah.
But it
But
is
it's epic. It's epic. It's what I'm
yeah,
thinking.
it is quarter till. Feels like a good place to stop it now. You've made it
Yeah,
out of the city. You've got passage. You've met some new NPCs. Yeah, did a little bit of
it's a
pirating.
fun place. Yeah,
Um,
that's always cool. You know
And well,
what?
I'll
At,
figure out your cut of the loot and everything
yeah. You know what?
for next session.
At some point, we got to do like a pirate of the Caribbean
Yeah,
burning wheel. At some
yeah,
point,
that could be
like
fun.
a
I
whole
feel
different campaign. But
that that could be a lot of fun. I think that'd be fun with another player as well.
yeah, yeah,
Like, so far, I haven't been too thrilled on the idea of games other than one-on-one with Burning Wheel,
yeah.
just because it's such a wonderful system for one-on-one games. Like, I can't
Oh, it
imagine
is.
playing it with other players,
It is
but
beautiful. Yeah,
I could really see like full-on pirate game with 2 or 3 players being really fun to play.
yeah. Well, at some point we may get to it. I mean,
Yeah.
you know, I'm playing Mondays with these 3 guys, and they're pretty cool. So at some
Sweet.
point, when one of those campaigns winds down, we'll
Mhm.
keep it on the back burner.
Yeah, for sure. Because that would be a really fun game to play in.
Yeah, because we're in this for the long haul, man. I love this game. I mean, I'm having
Mhm.
so much fun with Burning Wheel. It's
And
ridiculous. Yeah.
I'm really glad that the games we're playing didn't stutter out over that 2 week hiatus, because
Oh
that's
no,
something I've
no.
noticed with
Uh,
tabletop games. Like,
yeah,
if you're not playing consistently and you take an extended hiatus, the
yeah,
games just die. And
yeah,
considering over a 2 week player, like, that's 4 games that we missed.
yeah.
Like, I was
Well,
really hoping you were still just as excited to play as I was after having
yeah,
to take that
yeah,
hiatus, because I've been missing playing Burning Wheel for the last couple of weeks.
yeah, yeah. I want to play Burning Assassination because
Yeah,
that's we got a real good thing going with that one. Yeah, it's very different from anything I've ever played before. The whole schemes and things. It's something that I've always wanted to do, and I've
hmm
never been able to pull off successfully because in conventional games, people just go like, you can't do that." It's
yeah,
like, why not?
yeah. And Burning Wheel's like, yes,
It's like,
yes,
yeah,
you
go for it.
Yeah,
Just
and
set it up. Yeah.
I've had Burning Assassination in my mind since I first
Uh
picked up the Burning Wheel book.
huh. Uh huh.
Like, that was the first campaign that popped in my head. Like, that's the
Excellent.
game I wanted to play. I would have been okay running it just because I wanted to see what would happen.
Yeah.
But it really fit my style. And I played a little bit of Burning Empires with Sean Hayworth and a couple of other guys.
Mhm.
I don't know, for about 2 months, and then my work schedule at the time got in the way,
Yeah.
and I had to drop out of that game, and it sucked because it was a great group of guys to play with, and
Yeah.
I built a spy character for that as well, and
Yeah.
he was a much different spy than Donlin Trine was, just because it's like the space opera type deal, and he had
Yeah.
other things going on, but yeah, spies are really fun to play in the Burning games,
Yeah.
like. It's so far my favorite character concept. Like, across the character concepts I've seen other people and like other groups that I've played with, and your character concepts, and then my girlfriend's character concept, and my stepdaughter's character concept. Like, so far, the spy is like my favorite class, if you will.
Yeah. Yeah. I hear you.
Because dude, they're just so fun to play.
Yeah. So let's do Arta real quick.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go.
Let's get this out of the way.
All right, beliefs. Where's my beliefs? Okay, first belief is basically get to Kalapur. So I worked on it.
So yeah,
I didn't get to it, but
um, fate for the
fortune
first belief.
favors. Yeah,
Fate for the second, you acted rather boldly throughout the whole game.
yeah,
And then Persona for the final belief.
that is correct.
Rescued Brifka and absconded from the city.
Yeah,
Um,
I didn't act on my instinct to intimidate, but at the first time of trouble, draw my sword. I didn't really go in a different direction, and when
yeah.
in doubt, boast. That didn't really go either.
No,
Traits impulsive. Yeah, I went with the first plan that came to mind, which was go right in the front
yeah,
door and get Rivka. So maybe a fate for that.
yeah, yeah. Here's my thing though: is it didn't really take the story in an unforeseen direction.
That's true.
Had that plan not have worked,
That would have been better. Yeah.
then we would have been someplace we didn't expect to be. But the plan worked, and we were right where we wanted.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
I
right.
will
You're
give
correct.
you embodiment persona, and I'll give you an
All
MVP
right.
persona too. Like you had quite a
All
few big
right.
roles.
Yeah, the
So
dice were really good to me tonight. Yeah.
yep, picking up 2 fate and 3 persona for this game.
Excellent.
Just replenishing the things I
Excellent.
got you to spend.
Yeah. But
And
I mean, it was.
I was really hoping with this fight that we did that he would put some injuries on you, and you were going
Yeah.
to be tasked with either being captured or releasing the Kraken on this ship
Yeah.
with a persona point. Like that's the position
Yeah.
I was trying to put you in.
Yeah. No, that's a good plan.
But
Yeah.
I didn't want to like railroad you just by giving you some invincible fucking ship captain that you couldn't beat.
Yeah. No, that's not the spirit of the game.
No,
Yeah.
it's not. So I made it tough. I have like I mean, and I justified making him tough because I told you in the start that this was a military cargo ship, and then you're like,
I know.
if I succeed this, I'm fighting the captain, and I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, you can
Yeah.
fight the captain. Sucks to be you though.
Yeah. Well, I think it was fine. I mean, and I worked that so it was a win-win for me
hmm
because I got to fight the captain. But otherwise, I would have gotten to fight two guys who hopefully were a bit
Oh
less
yeah, they wouldn't have
skilled.
been nearly as skilled as the captain for sure.
But it would have been really interesting to see what a two-on-one fight looks like from the receiving end, which is the bad end of it. But
Yeah.
it would have been really epic if you could have, I don't know, stunned someone, or I would have tried to intimidate one
hmm
because I do have an instinct,
Yeah, and
and
get him hesitating.
hopefully get him hesitating and then hitting the other guy
Now,
is what I would do.
avoid
Yeah,
is the only action that works against multiple opponents. When you
correct,
script an avoid, you avoid any incoming attack.
correct. But I would have tried because the when entering a conflict, always intimidate my opponent is an instinct,
Yep.
so it kicks in before positioning and
hmm
before anything.
Yeah.
So I would have hoped that if I got the guy to hesitate for like two actions,
Hell,
you
and
know.
at that point, you're intimidating both of them.
Yeah, but
Like
I mean, I would have settled for one guy hesitating and just wailing on the other guy in time
yeah.
to meet the
hmm
other guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been interesting. So
Yeah, that would have been cool too. Well, we'll get there. One of these days, and it'd probably still be a couple of weeks off. I really want to do a range and cover.
yeah,
Um, I
I
and
gotta reread it. Yeah.
I haven't even read range and cover completely yet.
Okay,
Because
read it.
it's never come up in my game. That's why I'm saying it's still going to be a couple weeks off because I've got to do my research on it first. But it is something that I do want to get in this game just so I can, learn it.
There is an episode of one of Sean Hayward's Burning
Yeah,
Olin Ground.
I actually I have that favorited so I can watch it.
Excellent, excellent.
Yeah,
And
I
he
just haven't
also,
gotten around to learning range and cover yet, but I really do want to give range and cover a shot. Like I said, it'll be, and I mean we could even do it in my game too.
yeah,
I wouldn't want to do it for at least another week or two,
yeah,
just so I've got time to read it up. But
yeah. And
I
Arngrim,
see how that works out in play.
I took Bo for Arngrim.
Yeah,
So
and for Donlin, range and cover would be for him to close into melee because he doesn't have any ranged attacks. He'd strictly be using it to get up there to go into fight mechanics.
yeah, that's
But
true.
that could be
You could
interesting.
maybe throw a dagger or something. You could get like a brace of knives, like a bandolier strap, and throw like a couple of
Yeah,
those.
yeah. I mean, he'd have to, it'd be untrained. It'd be beginner's luck.
He doesn't have knives.
He does, but knives and throwing are separate skills.
Oh.
The knife skill doesn't translate into throwing a knife. You actually have to have the throwing skill.
Oh, okay.
Which
See, I
he
need
did
I
not
need to
take.
read up on that. Yeah, I need
Yeah.
to read up on that.
But
That's
I mean,
interesting.
even I would even be interested in maybe doing your game with you as the shooter and them trying to close, and then
Okay.
in my game, the NPCs being the shooter and me trying to close, just so we can see it from both sides
Uh huh. Uh huh.
and how that works, and that'd be cool.
Yeah,
So
because
definitely something to think about.
one of the difficulties in range and cover is figuring out the situation where it becomes a thing. And I think you
Yeah.
have to look at it in terms of are you defending a position? Are you like the ship to ship combat we just did? That could have been range and cover
Yeah.
because they're trying to close. Uh,
Yeah, we absolutely could have done that. Cannonballs flying
uh,
at you, some archers popping arrows off from the
yeah,
ship while you're trying to get to the rope to swing over. That would have made a
yeah,
really
but
cool scene.
I could see Donlan like trying to sneak in someplace, and maybe there's a sentry on the wall, and if he fails stealthy check, I would
Sentry sees him
go
and starts, yeah, we go into range and cover.
centricism, and we go into range and cover at a I don't know midway point or something,
Hmm.
and then you have to close from there and see how
Yeah.
that goes. So that's something I could see as
Yeah, it,
being
it is an interesting mechanic, and I've skimmed over it. I just haven't taken the time to sit down and read it because it hasn't come up in any of my Burning Wheel experiences yet.
yeah.
And
Well,
I do one day, not a day that we play, but if there's a day that we get together for an hour or so, I really want to
mhm,
try the firefight mechanic from
yeah,
Empires.
okay,
We almost got into it in one of our games, and then they ended up surrendering before
okay,
we had it all. We had everything mapped out because with firefight, you actually draw out a map, and like each side gets to. There's like a point value system where you can set up like cover points and whatnot on the map, so it's like a collaborative building of a map. And then you go into the firefight, and it's supposed to be. I've heard nothing but great things about it, and it's something that I want to give a shot to because I'm thinking about trying to incorporate that as another subsystem into my girlfriend's Burning Wheel game because she's playing in a post-apocalyptic setting, and there's lots of like assault rifles and pistols and whatnot. And
yeah,
I feel like that'd be a much better, like there's a firefight mechanic, aimed at
precisely
firearms
that, yeah,
as
precisely
opposed to
that,
range and cover. Like that'd be a really elegant way to really solidify that post-apocalyptic feel.
yeah,
But she does not have like the only experience she has with tabletops is the 6 or 7 sessions that we played Burning Wheel.
yeah.
So I really want
Well,
to test it out with somebody else first. So if that's something you'd be up to,
sure, I'll have to read up on it. I got the book. I just
yeah,
need to because I never read
yeah,
it. I never read Burning Empires, so it's sitting there pretty in my
it's
shelf, and
it's a really fun game. Burning Empires is one that you want to group with though. It's
yeah,
not really a one-on-one game, just
yeah,
because of the
scene
scene
economy.
allotment and like helping dice comes into like the greater conflict. The more helping dice that get passed around the table in a maneuver, um, the more bonuses you get towards your final maneuver roll against the Valen.
Okay,
So it's definitely something you want to group with. But yeah, we ended up playing on a high tech world, which is something that's not really heard of a lot. Most people
hmm,
don't play on high tech. So I mean, we've got like crazy force fields and anti gravity machines and whatnot. And we're playing on
okay,
a gas giant in a floating city. And then we got these giant space whales that float around eating these krill blooms. But
uh
if the space whales bump into anything, they explode. So like
huh,
anytime a krill blooms close to the city, everybody panics because this big ass space whale could blow up at any point. And
uh
then there was a secret hidden amongst the gas giant of this iron factory, which iron is it's either the ships, yeah, iron are the spaceships. That's what they call them in it.
huh. Okay,
So like there's this
I thought it
giant,
was power armor. Yeah,
yeah, there's this giant warship factory hidden amongst this gas giant. And
uh
then we played as indifferent to the Valen, which put us at a really big disadvantage towards the overarching the Valen are invading the galaxy. And then we just
yeah,
kind of went about doing our own things on the planet. We had a rebellion and a coup, and there were all these factions. And one of the guys played somebody that like was rightful heir to the throne in this place.
yeah.
Another Sean Hayworth played painkiller addicted Kodar Fomus, which is like a religious movement. So
So
that was kind of
Sean
cool.
was a player. He wasn't
Yeah,
the.
yeah, yeah. Sean played in that game, and
All
then
right.
I played Victor Carmichael, who was like the quintessential super spy, and he was sociopathic as fuck. He actually had a belief for two sessions about how he was super antsy and anxious and needed to kill somebody to feel right again. So he like
Wow.
spent 2 sessions actively looking for somebody to kill, but he wouldn't just like kill anybody. There had to be a reason to kill
Have to
somebody.
be there. the
So
right
it like
guy.
kind of had
Yeah.
a Dexter-esque feel about him too. Like it was a really fun
Uh,
character to play. But yeah,
that sounds
Empires
good.
is a wonderful game, but it's something that works really, really well with a group. I don't see it being very much fun one-on-one.
Yeah.
And the GM has a lot on his plate. The GM's running like 6 or 7 primary NPCs that each have their own scene allotments, the same as the players do.
Wow.
So like there's and plus he's running the Valen. Like it's a GMing Empires is a lot to shoulder. Like I wouldn't want to jump in and just GM it. I'd want to get at least 2 or 3 campaigns under my belt before I even attempted to GM that game. Plus, I'm a super disorganized GM. I like to improvise my stuff. I don't take a lot of notes when I GM.
Uh huh.
Like some more important names, some big events I'll type out real quick, but I don't take a lot of notes when I GM. I
Yeah.
don't do any prep. The prep I do is when I get on with you and talk about your beliefs and it's like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do then.
Okay.
And I don't think that style of GMing would really fit a Burning Empires game.
Yeah. If it's too
Because of,
heavy, too many moving parts, you're gonna need a plan.
yeah,
It's
and
gonna
it's
be.
so yeah,
It,
that's something that I'd absolutely have to take my time with before I even felt comfortable attempting to GM it. But
yeah.
playing it was really fun. The scene economy was different, and I liked it. I liked it a lot. Like you only got like a maximum of 4 rolls in a session.
Yeah.
You only got to roll the dice 4 times, and that's if you're lucky. Like your building scene, you only got 3 rolls for your building scene, but then opposed rolls and whatnot can come into play. Or
Yeah.
if you end up going into somebody initiates a conflict,
I
and
think
that's because of the tech burning.
I think that's the sort of mechanic they incorporated into Torchbearer for
I have
timekeeping
not got to
purposes.
read anything from Torchbearer yet.
I haven't either, but what I've heard a podcast with Sean Hayworth, and I think it was Sean Nittner, and yeah, it was a narrative control, and they did like a review of Torchbearer because they were playing that,
Hmm.
and because what they're trying to do is emulate, basic D&D where you would go dungeon crawling and you'd have
Hmm.
all these actions that you did. And if you look at D&D and you realize if you have unlimited time, most of the rolls that you do are meaningless. I
Yeah.
mean, are you rolling to open the door? Well, hey, if you roll 5 times, you'll get it open eventually.
Hmm.
So you need to track time.
Yeah.
But that's tedious, keeping okay, it's been an hour, and you're gonna try it again. Okay, you're gonna try it again. So what I think they did is they use number of rolls.
Hmm.
So it's similar to scene economy. You got like 3 rolls to get through this, and you make of those what you will. So you fail to open the door, something different happens, but you probably don't want to try that again because it already failed.
Yeah.
And I guess after so many rolls, you get conditions like mouse guard or something. I don't know. It sounded interesting, but it's very, as all burning games are, very focused to
Yeah.
the whole old school dungeon crawl. That's
Yeah.
why I haven't
Then
picked it up because
I wouldn't mind trying a Burning Games take on the old school dungeon crawl. Like that could be fun.
I suppose, yeah,
But yeah, and the scene economy for Empires it's in place because of the tech burning.
yeah.
You can introduce any kind of tech on your player with a color roll. Like you can introduce an entire galactic destroyer, and then to actually bring it into existence, there's a table that based on how much tech you're putting into it. There's a difficulty number that you have to reach to actually make it a reality. But let's say you want to build that galactic destroyer. Let's say for once, like you introduce it that hey, I do have this as a color scene. Color always trumps color, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't really mean much. It's just there for flavor. Well, then you can use your building scene with your roll allotment to actually roll to bring that in. So let's say for that particular scene, you need to do a signal sweep of the world to find somebody. Hey, my ship's got that. You use your roll to bring in just that small system of the ship,
Oh,
and
okay.
like you can
I
like
see.
continually build off of that.
I
That way
see.
you don't got to make some crazy. I need 20 successes You just
Exactly.
slowly,
Yeah.
slowly build. I had an eyepiece that was kind of like a profiler that gave me information on people. It was tapped into the databases and gave me bonus die towards my observation. And I just, I could every couple of sessions throw a roll into it to make it better. I had a
Okay.
Doctor Who psychic paper that gave me bonuses to my falsehood. It was just like,
Okay.
oh yeah, here's my credentials.
Yeah.
And like, yeah,
Excellent.
you can burn any kind of tech you can think of. And
That's
because
interesting.
of that, you need the scene allotment. Because if not, it's just, oh, yeah, I'll take, I'll roll. Now I got this. Now I'll roll this. And it just,
Yeah,
everybody
it's
has to do
ridiculous. It
crazy
gets
stuff and it breaks
ridiculous.
the game.
Yeah. Wow, that's
So,
interesting. I'm gonna have to read up on that.
yeah, yeah. Empires is a really, really cool game. And
Yeah.
I want to get into the comic books that it's based off of.
I have the first two, and they just finished the Kickstarter for the third one like last year. And
Yeah.
I posted on the boards, and Luke said it was coming, but I think they sent the comic out to the backers. But
Hmm.
from the post, I gathered that they eventually plan on selling to non-backers.
Oh, yeah, I'm
So,
sure they would. Like,
so,
why would they not complete the comic and not, sell it?
yeah. Well, they're not reprinting the Adventure Burner, so I don't know. I
Well,
asked.
yeah, I wish they would reprint it,
Yeah, everybody
just
does
so I don't have to,
apparently.
drop $100 to buy it off eBay.
Yeah, it was 500 in eBay the last time I checked. And it's
Was
like, oh
it?
my god.
I found one on there 2 or 3 months ago for 100.
Yeah, I'm
500.
sure nobody bought it.
I can't afford 500.
No, I'm sure the 500 one is there. Nobody's gonna buy it
Yeah,
for 500. It's not worth
and
500, but
I would pay $100 for it. Hell,
yeah, but
if
it's
if Luke did a reprint, I'd pay 50
yeah,
for it.
yeah,
For the reprint, like easy. Like I want that book, and I
yeah,
don't have it.
yeah. Well, buddy, it's getting late. I
Yeah,
gotta
it's
go.
getting time. Girl should be coming in the door any minute anyways. I will see you Tuesday for Assassination. See what kind of shit Donlin
Yes.
can get himself in.
Yeah.
Alright, man. Take it
So
easy.
you too.